So, I want you to picture a scene. Okay? This will be the scene. There's a group of your mates. They've got a bit of a kickabout going on the playground at lunchtime. And you want to be a part of it. You go up, say, can I join you? They say, no, go. I don't want you. You push, and they say, okay, well, I tell you what, you can go in goal. How are you going to feel? You're going to feel not wanted, aren't you? A little bit unloved. Maybe just your mates don't really like you. You're not wanted. What about this scene then? Your sister, brother, and the other sister, they're playing this great game of shop. They've set up the shop in the lounge, and they're playing this. One sister's the shopkeeper. Your brother's going in and buying stuff. Your sister's, she's pretending to have a cup of tea in the lounge. And you go up and they say, can I play? They say, go away. We don't want you. How are you going to feel? You're going to feel unloved, rejected, not wanted, aren't you? So unkind. Has anyone ever had that happen? Ron has. He was playing shops only the other day. It happens, doesn't it? What about this one? The first you hear of a form party is it's all over Snapchat. Your mates have posted it. Your whole form were at a party, but you weren't there. How do you feel? Unwelcome, unloved, unwanted, don't you? It's not comfortable. It's not nice. What about, I can't leave the mums out, okay? So what about this scenario? December's approaching, and your son and daughter-in-law, Laura, have let you know that this is their first Christmas, and actually, they're not going to see you over Christmas. They're not going to see you at all. In fact, son rings up and says, Mum, look, Laura's folks have invited us over. They've got an amazing house, and honestly, Laura's mum, she puts on the most amazing Christmas. And you're thinking, yeah, like the ones that I've done for the last 30 years weren't up to scratch. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay with Laura's folks from Christmas Eve to New Year's Day. How do you feel? It's painful, isn't it? It's very, very painful. You don't feel loved. You see, whether it's a kick around in the playground or an amazing Christmas at the big house, whatever age we are, we all want to be accepted. We want to be loved, don't we? We want to know that those around us, our friends, our family, will accept us and love us. We want them to like us. We want to be included in the party. We want to be included in the kickabout. We want people to accept us, but sometimes they don't. Well, listen to what happened when some people... Sorry, is this me? I mean, are your ears doing all right? Oh, it's coming out in the plug. Okay, there we go. So have a listen to what happened when some people were bringing their kids to Jesus. They were bringing their kids to Jesus. Jesus' friends, his disciples, were saying, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't bring them near. Don't bring them to Jesus. They told them not to bother Jesus with the little children. They thought Jesus was too important and the children too unimportant. Take them away, they said. Don't bother Jesus with the children. But Jesus, the most important in the world, what did he say? He didn't think like that at all. Listen carefully as Jim reads the story to us, the true story in the Bible.
Good morning, everyone. Very short reading today. It's taken from page 986 of the Church Bibles. It's from Matthew 19, beginning at verse 13. Matthew 19, verse 13. Then little children were brought to Jesus for him to place his hands on them and pray for them. But the disciples rebuked those who brought them. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these."
Thanks so much, Jim. Now, do you remember the kickabout in the playground? Anyone remember that a few minutes ago? Well, remember feeling unloved, unwanted, not welcome. Well, what about if it was these guys having a kickabout? How about if it was those guys? How would you feel if it was them? And how would you feel if Rashford called out to you? How would you feel then? If Rashford said, look, mate, do you want to come and go? Because Pickford's making a right mess of it today. Why don't you come and play in goal? How would you feel then? How would you feel then? It's amazing. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Total opposite. You'd feel really loved, really accepted. Get to play a kick around with some of the England football team. That would be amazing. When Jesus says, let the little children come to me, don't hinder them, that is better than Rashford calling out, hey, join in. Do you want to take part in our kickabout? It is better than that. Way, way better, because Jesus is much, much, much more important than the England football team. Do you remember we sung at the beginning about Jesus being a superhero? That doesn't even begin to touch it. Back at we heard about Jesus being born in a manger as a baby. Well, now he's about 30 years old. He's a man. Then, do you remember, it was by the angel that he was going to be God with us, Emmanuel. He is still God with them. He is still that person, God, who everything that's ever happened in your life and everything that will ever happen in life is under his control. Not just your life, but the entire world, all of human history. This is the God that is standing there having the little children brought to him, God's own son. There is no one more important. So Jesus' disciples, his friends, thought, well, Jesus is too important, way too important. Jesus knows exactly who he is. He knows he's the Son of God. He knows he's important. And in a sense, the disciples have got it right. Jesus is important. If he's God, he is very, very important at that point. No other person. So this is massive, because you see that Jesus doesn't agree with the disciples. Did you notice that? He doesn't agree with them. What are you doing? He says, it's fine. Let them bring the kids to me. I want the kids to come to me. Don't stop them bringing the kids. The most important person ever also wants what many people would have thought as the least important people to be brought to him. He accepts them. We want to be loved and accepted. Of course we do. That's right. But here we're being shown that the most important person ever, God himself, wants to love you. The children are an example of that. You and I are loved and accepted by Jesus more than we are by anyone else in the world. That's what this little story is telling us. Sometimes our friends might make us feel unloved. Jesus never will. Sometimes our friends and other people might make us feel unimportant. Jesus never will.